Okay, sorry I forgot you back here. So, meat. There's a wide variety of places we get our meat from grocery stores, restaurants, and even that suspiciously tasty deer you ran over. But out of all those places today, we're going to be mainly focusing on Whole Foods. Specifically, for this video, I'm going to be focusing on beef cattle and the steps and standards that go into producing it. Now, the reason that I'm covering these steps and standards is to help answer the question of how do we buy ethical meat? Because as we're all likely familiar with, there's a lot of unethical ways to produce meat. So, in order to really tackle the matter, I first had to look at the Whole Foods Meat Standards page. The Whole Foods Meat Standards page gives a general rundown of Whole Foods meat standards and general practices such as this. So, 100 plus third-party certificate. My little autistic brain can't figure that out easily. That's why we scroll down further in the page, foreign concept, you find which certifications they have. These certifications give us a good minimum for how ethical Whole Foods standards really should be. On the meat standards page, Whole Foods claims that it is GAP Animal Welfare Certified, AGW Animal Welfare Approved, Certified Humane Raised and Handled, and last but not least, Regenerative Organic Certified. Though a good sign, the lists for each certification are long, so I'm not going to go over every single certification, but I will go over the general parts of them. Okay, so we're going to start off with GAP, because it is the shortest of the lists, and I can actually list off all of the certification requirements. Starting off strong, we have the Entire Life on Farm certification. The cattle are always on the pasture, no feedlots are permitted, pasture maintained with a minimum 75% vegetative cover, natural weaning required, no physical alterations allowed, and no transport time. Entire life on the farm. The AGW standards page covers a wide variety of prohibitions, practices, and other aspects of cattle management. Similar to ROC and Certified Humane, this list of standards is long and extensive, so I'll only really be covering a few sections. Section 7.0.1 on the AGW standards page states that continuous access to a pasture is a must. Section 7.0.7 states that the pastures must be well cleaned and drained, but this probably gives you an example of the fact that the cows are going to be in a healthy, clean, hygienic environment that suits their needs. Now, for the sake of time, I'm going to condense this all, but the thing that's been consistent throughout many of these certifications is the fact that the environment needs to be suited to the cow's well-being. All of Certified Humane and Handled was covered by scientists to fit the needs of the cows. ROC has a whole section on the environment and shelter. It has on the handling and management. The Certified Humane has 57 pages, just all of niche little standards of the cow's well-being. So, long story short, Whole Foods is a wise choice. So, what would an unwise choice be? Sprouts carries a lot of brands that claim to be organic or grass-fed or whatever. To understand, organic really just means no synthetic ingredients or pesticides or GMOs. It's really the bare minimum. Other things like no hormones added or no antibiotics are self-explanatory. It's, again, the bare minimum. Now, Grass Run Farms is an example of this. It's a brand carried by Sprouts, and the only standards it has is 100% grass-fed and grass-finished beef, born, pasture-raised, and harvested in the USA. Choices like these are unwise because they are not transparent and you don't really know where the cow's coming from or the conditions the cows are really in. Sprouts, and specifically Grass Run Farms, is an example of unwise choices if you're trying to be careful about ethical meats. Throughout this video, I've laughed, I've cried, I've even Family Guy'd. But what I've really done is realized what wise meat choices are, what unwise meat choices are, what to look out for when buying my meat, what's important when looking for my meat. Everything.